Well, this is a dream I had. Um, I guess it was at the beginning of November. I think it was actually 2 nights before the election. Um, I dreamed that, and let me just say, I'm just going to tell you exactly what I saw. I'm not going to try to analyze it or, put my own spin on it or anything. I'm just going to simply tell you what I saw and what I understand it to mean. And, okay. I dreamed I was sitting in a car in the middle of the car, like in the front seat, but in the middle. There was no one sitting in the driver's seat. But in the passenger seat, right to my right, sat a certain politician. And he was attempting to persuade me regarding the gay stuff, like the cause, the homosexual issues. He was, an advocate for them, and I sat, next to him. I was listening to his words, but I wasn't, they weren't sinking in. I sat looking straight ahead. I kept my eyes straight forward. I didn't move. I just sat there while he very empathetically expressed to me the ins and outs, and I was suspicious of him because I knew he could have been in the driver's seat, but instead of taking that position, instead of taking the lead in this conversation, he sat in the passenger seat. He put himself in the passenger seat in a lower position to state his case. It was like a psychological twist. I didn't trust him. I knew he was trying to get me to see things his way, and rather than, beating down with a stick, taking charge, telling me how it's going to be, he sat there trying to woo me over to his way of thinking from a different vantage point. And I just sat there and looked straight forward, and then, as he was speaking, I looked in the rearview mirror and saw a car behind us. And I turned around and looked out the back window, and it was my old friend, just someone that I used to be really good friends with, who is gay. And this person sat there in their car, exasperated because they couldn't move forward, because the car I was sitting in was blocking his car. And I realized we were in a traffic jam. I realized that my car was blocking the car behind me from moving forward. And I understood this dream to mean the obvious, that the presence of the praying Christians in America is blocking the gay agenda from moving forward, even though we see all these displays. And don't be threatened, don't be never mind, I said I wasn't going to put my own spin on it. Just the facts. The facts are the praying church is preventing this thing from moving forward full force. That's not to say that's always going to be the case, but I looked straight forward. I did not look this man in the eye. I didn't fight with him or argue with him or debate with him. I didn't do that. I didn't get into it. I just kept my eyes looking forward. And it was just a reminder to me. Intercessory prayer for our country is everything. People think it doesn't do much, Oh, what is my prayer? Like my vote doesn't count, my prayer doesn't count. Don't think like that. Because this was a very vivid and clear dream. The praying Christians, and just our stance on it, just not wavering. I saw something the other day on the news that made my eyes tear up. And that was in one of the parades. They were carrying a flag. It was supposed to be an American flag, I guess, but it looked like the American flag, but yet the stripes were rainbow. And this was a huge flag they were carrying. It breaks my heart. It's not just the homosexual stuff, it's everything. We're going to reap what we sow as a nation. We're going to reap what we sow. That law gets passed and it's free and clear, kill all the babies you want. Completely strip the holy institution of marriage to saying, it's no longer a man and a woman, God's original design. It's now, whoever you want it to be. And, surround yourself with porn. A complete mockery of God's beautiful gift that He's given to married people. And, just keep fighting for these things. Keep fighting for your rights. That's what you're doing. You're fighting for your rights. One thing I do want to say is how lame it is when the homosexuals label Christians as haters. Actually, that's such a lie. In reality, they're the haters on hating on us. We're not operating out of our own opinion. We're operating out of the truths in the Bible that God has laid out. Guidelines for a safe, prosperous existence on planet Earth, to go by His ways. And we love God, and so we love His Word. And so we're just simply standing on what He said. We're not the ones who designed the universe. We're not the ones who have any emotional connection. We didn't invent these laws. We simply abide by them because we love Him. And yes, we do agree with Him. But they're not it's not our doing. It's God's doing. And we're just pointing to God. We're saying, no, we choose to obey God. And how does that make a Christian a hater? Nobody's hating anybody. And Christians do not hate gays, It's like, if anything, what you don't see is that we're on our knees praying for your safety and your well-being, and that God will gently woo you to Himself, so you can know His joy, so you can know the peace that's in Him, so you can know the peace that comes with doing things His way, so you can be freed of the bondage. Christians are not haters. The haters are the ones pointing the fingers at the Christians saying we're haters. You hate us because we're obviously against everything you're trying to do. That doesn't make us a hater. That's such a stupid term.